So the Ravens and Lamar Jackson got the bug. They got the virus. So what are we supposed to do? Is the season over? Well, let's talk about that. First things first, all I want to say, man, is that I hope that all of these guys are fully healthy after all of this is over. I hope that they're able to recover well. I hope that this doesn't have a long-term effect on themselves or their family, because we know the type of damage that this virus can do to people. So, you know, first things foremost, this is bigger than football, like my guy Calais Campbell said on Twitter. This is all about getting healthy, so I hope that these guys are able to get fully healthy. That's the first thing. The second thing, I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. I had a pretty good Thanksgiving dinner myself. It was delicious. Even if you're a Steelers fan, you know what? Just for today, just because it's the holidays, I'm feeling jolly right now. So I hope you guys also had a good Thanksgiving. All right? So enough of that. I hate you guys. Now, Lamar Jackson obviously tested positive last night, as we saw. This news came right before I went to the Thanksgiving dinner. So at least I didn't have to throw up after reading about it, right? At least I had some time to digest the information before I had to digest the Thanksgiving dinner that I was about to feast on, right? So, unfortunate, like I said, I hope, you know, jokes aside, I hope that they're healthy, man. I hope that they get healthy and that this doesn't damage their families, because that's just, it could be terrible, right? But listen, I've seen a lot of people go into doomsday scenario like, oh, the season is over, we're doomed. And it could be. It absolutely could be. I do think that that's a very real possibility. But I also do think that it's not absolutely crazy to say that we're still in it, right? Because it looks like Lamar Jackson's going to be out for 2 games, is what seems to be the general consensus, because he has to be out for at least 10 days. So he's going to be gone. Everybody else that's dealing with the COVID is going to be gone, right, for this Steelers game. But listen, tell me if you think this is crazy, which you probably are. I know Steelers fans love to watch my videos, and they hate my takes, they hate my opinions. But listen, this is how I feel about it. Is it absolutely crazy to think that we just feed Gus Edwards, 40 carries? You give him 40 carries, and you give Justice Hill 20 carries, right? Have RG3 throw for no more than 90 yards, just like he did last season against the Steelers, right? And if we can play good defense, if the secondary comes to play, if they're more physical than these receivers, these Juju Smith-Schusters, and all those guys that they got over there, I think we can still keep it close against the Steelers. I know it sounds insane. I know it sounds crazy, but just think about it. But listen, I already picked the Steelers to win that game, so let's move on. The Cowboys game. I don't think that the Cowboys have better depth than we do. That's all I want to say. I would much rather put my faith into our second and third stringers against the Cowboys than I would in the Cowboys' second and third stringers. Listen, the Cowboys, they're dealing with so many offensive line injuries. They're starting Andy Dalton at quarterback. We are very familiar with Andy Dalton. We know how to play this guy. That's all I'm saying. We're probably not going to have Calais Campbell or Brandon Williams for a couple more weeks, right? But let's be honest, Zeke hasn't been that scary this year. For the Steelers, James Conner, I mean, he's been getting into his own. He's been having some good games, right? So I'm not taking anything away from him as a player. But let's be honest, they're no Derrick Henry, right? At least not this year. So I think that we should be fine with the secondary as long as they come to play, as long as they step up. If they don't step up, then throw everything that I'm saying out the window. But this is contingent on the fact that I think that our secondary and linebackers can actually step up and play some good damn football, right? If they can do that, and if we just feed Gus 40 carries per game from here on out for these next 2 games, I like our chances. I don't think that's a bad game plan, right? And we're going to be forced to do that because you don't want to put the game on RG3's shoulders, plain and simple. You just don't, right? So I think this could be, in a way, we'll have to see how the coaches do, how the coaches react to this. This is going to be a very good test for them, right? If they just fold under pressure because they're like, man, we don't have any of our players, our starting quarterback is out, and then they call a horrible game, shout out to Greg Roman, then it's going to tell us a lot about this coaching staff. It really is. This is going to tell us a lot about the team as a whole these next couple games, how they react to this, how they adapt to this, right? So I'm very interested to see what they do. But again, like I said, I think we lose to the Steelers regardless, even if we had Lamar Jackson, even if we were fully healthy. The way that the team has been playing, I don't see them having enough heart to go into Heinz Field and win. So regardless, I had that as a loss. Congratulations, Steelers fans. You're going 11-0. But now we have an excuse. We have an excuse just like you did last year when you said, well, we were starting Duck Hodges at quarterback. That's why we lost. So now we have an excuse. Oh, we got swept because we had RG3 starting at quarterback, okay? So that's our excuse for losing to you guys twice this year. Just like you guys pulled on us. Anyway, so there's that. We're losing to the Steelers. But if we can beat the Cowboys, if we somehow find a way to beat the Cowboys, which I don't think is a Herculean task, I still think that we have good depth, then we go into the Browns game. Hopefully everybody's healthy by then. Hopefully Lamar is off of the COVID list. He's fine and ready to play. Same thing with Calais Campbell and Brandon Williams. If that is the case, we could win out, right? Because you just, after the Steelers game, the really only remaining tough game that you have is against the Cleveland Browns. I've mentioned it before. If you can beat the Browns, then you have dates with the Giants, the Jags, and the Bengals, right? So, very winnable games. All I'm saying, man, is that the sky is not falling from my perspective. I know a lot of people are just doomsday scenario, the end of the world, the end of the season, focus on next year. Let's look at draft prospects now. But hold on now. Like, let's temper our expectations, of course, right? I'm not saying that this season is going to turn around on itself, because it probably won't. Even if we do make the playoffs, I mean, we're probably not going to do much. We're probably going to get bounced out of the first round regardless. Or we could go on a run. You never know. It could happen. But you can't go 10-6. It's plain and simple. If you lose both of these next two games with RG3 against the Steelers and then against the Cowboys, you might as well kiss the season goodbye. Then, doomsday scenario, the season's over, right? Because 10-6 just is not going to be good enough to make the playoffs this year. It's not. You have really good teams in the AFC. Even though you have the 7th seed added included this year, 10-6 is not going to be enough. You got to be at least 11-5, in my opinion, to really be to secure your playoff spot this year in the AFC. It's crazy. It's a tough year in the AFC that we just so happen to be in. So, you know, the odds are stacked against us, but I do think that the guys can come out and perform. Hopefully they back me up, because every time I talk big about the team, they come out and fall flat and embarrass me and make me look like an idiot, right? So I'm hoping that they back me up here. We'll see how it goes. But hey, all I'm saying, these next 2 weeks are pretty much going to define the season. That's what we're going to find out. We lose to the Steelers. As long as we beat the Cowboys, we're still in it. We're still in it. Everybody can come back healthy in a couple weeks. And you never know what'll happen, right? That's all I want to say for everybody that's doomsday, for everybody that's just done with the season. Everybody saying, oh, the Madden curse got us. You're probably right. At this point, I might be believing it, right? Because it's just been crazy this year. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say, man. Let's try to, again, stay positive. I know I always preach that in my Ravens therapy session, and then I come out after a loss and I just get absolutely crazy. I go buck wild and just start yelling at everybody. But the season's not over yet. We'll see how RG3 performs. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds ridiculous, but let's just hold on. That's all I want to say. If we get blown out by the Steelers, then hey, I was completely wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about, as everybody says. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe. We're on the road to 10K subs. I would definitely appreciate if we could hit that there. Share this with your friends. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. And, yeah, man, I just hope everybody gets healthy. That's really what it comes down to. Lamar Jackson, of course, I hope he's just at full strength after all this is said and done. And everybody else that's dealing with it as well. And I hope that their family doesn't get a little outbreak of their own. So that's first things first, guys. That's first and foremost. Gotta hope that these guys get better. Who would have thought that it would have been the strength and conditioning coach that would have not followed protocols? That's just so crazy to think about. But anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say, man. Like I said, leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Call me crazy. Call me an idiot. Whatever you want to do. And I'll see you in the next one.